Okay, guys. In third part, we wrote our data view binder, and then so far we have completed 3 modules. We have our own validation module, we have our data provider module, and we have a data view binder. All those modules and all the related code is within that module. So we are writing, we are following the single responsibility principle. You know what I mean? Okay, that is all done. Let's go ahead and now actually let's go ahead and write some code here. Now I want to go into more vigorous way. Let's go ahead and write one more module. In that module, I'm gonna name that module as event handler. Of course, like when this button gets clicked, we would like to have event handler, and that's where everything basically starts. Let's write the module. Let's give it a module for itself, with all the logic tied up. So, okay, let's go ahead and define another module here. Okay. This starting from here, well, the fun starts, guys. Okay, just give this name, this as an event handler module name, event handler, and we depend this. We means this module depends on jQuery. Let's specify that. It also needs input validator module. That this is the module that we define here. Let's say this can be the dependency for that module, and then we will have another module that is our data provider. That is our data provider. I'm doing copy and paste just to avoid the typo if I mistype. And okay, and then data view binder. Okay, now I want to bring this function down here. I'll tell you the reason. Because unlike other previous module that we defined, this module depends on a lot of other previous module that we have defined. Of course, the jQuery is by default, we're using on all of them. And it depends on an input validator module that we define, and the data provider and data view binder. So basically, what will be into this Java function parameter, we will pass all the parameter as just for now. So what I will be doing, input validator in the same order that they are listed here inside the array string of array. And here's my data provider, and here is my data view binder. Okay, once that is all done, this is where we are ready to write our logic, because all this dependency will be automatically loaded by the RequireJs once we start using it. Okay. Very first thing I'm going to do inside here, I'm going to write a method that says, just write a method called add event. This is the method that knows that would be called from outside to add the event. Okay, and just like we've been following this modular pattern, and then here, of course, then we're going to say return and of course let's make this guy just conventional private, not really private in Java, so it's a conventional private. Okay, that's what we'll do. And inside here we need to write some logic here. Before this button gets clicked, we would like to hide this container. Okay, so we come in here and just ask jQuery to do those kind of things for us. Call the hide methods. Okay, get rid of some blank space here. Okay, that would be hidden by default. Well, if there is a more previous data, it would be hidden. And then next thing we're gonna do, remember now we can do something like this. We have our input validator here. This validator has a method, right? The method it has is valid. It's valid search. Let's make sure that is the name of the method. Yeah, it's valid search right here, right? If it is a valid search, we want to do something. If it's valid, we would like to do something. Otherwise, let's take care of the otherwise part. If it is not valid, we're going to show some kind of error message to the user. Just give it an alert for right now. And also, not only, I would also like to do put a focus into the DOM, that so that user would be aware. This is really user-friendly way, I would say. Of course, I'll put alert into my input text box here. Okay, and finally, if there is any data, invalid data, let's clear that out also by setting the val property to empty string, right? Okay, I'm just like here I'm not really explaining all the code related to jQuery, but as jQuery is so ubiquitous, I'm just assuming you basically follow the jQuery anyway. And the message will be something like, please enter the country code or something, whatever message makes sense. Okay, that is that. Of course, we just defined that. If this returns valid, if there is some input is just a text, then we can do something, right? What we would like to do is we would like to do something like this. Let's have this as a variable value here. Give it the name as a country code value. Now I have a reference to, I have the value information, the value of the text box that the user entered on button click. Button, I haven't really called button click it, but I just say it add even right now, right? So I have that value here in this variable. Next thing I would like to do is, so now I'm ready to call my data provider. I'm going to say to my matching country code languages, that's what it is. I'm going to say now I have my data provider. To the data provider, I'm going to say I have a method that I have exposed, like data provider, called method called display country info. This is kind of, I have to change that name. It's more like a get country info by country code, but I'll do a refactoring later. Okay, so in here I'll call this method, and of course, as you can look by looking at the signature, of course it will take the country value. It has to know the country, the search parameter that I pass it here. And if everything is good, then I will have a data search result coming out and assigned to this variable, right? That is good so far. And then that is, now we have a data, and now we can say to our binder, data view binder dot, it has a method called bind view, and this bind view of course takes this array of data coming in from the search result. Okay, this is all it has to do, and it would return here okay, this is our event handler. Up to now we have so far only defined our modules. We have not really used them anywhere yet. Okay, that is the next thing we would like